And we are live. I'll confirm when you all are able to hear me. Are y'all able to hear me? How we can hear you even before I began. Are you able to? You really are? Okay. I love it. I love it. By the way, the shirt is courtesy of my daughter. She loves to call me Bowser. All right, guys? She'll call me Bowser. Because of the way I take out heretics. Guys, I love y'all dearly. How y'all doing tonight? William, Totocayo va... ¿Eres tú, Totocayo? ¿Totocayo? Vas a hablar de la advocación favorita de nuestro amigo Hugo Delgado. Yeah, I'll talk with anybody, guys. Yeah, I'll talk about anything. We're going to talk about the Our Lady of Las Lajas, Marian Apparition, and we're going to open it to all of you all up. We're opening it up to all of y'all, and we're going to open it up early because we got 2 hours, and then we're live with the GOAT himself, the Reverend Dr. Kappas. I'm thrilled and pumped to be with all of you all. But we're going to get it going early on. Audience, how y'all doing? I hope all of y'all are doing really well. Hope all of y'all are having a wonderful afternoon, evening, and send in all of your questions. Do you have any? Do you have anything on your mind? Do you have any thoughts on Marian Apparitions? Tonight, we're going to be talking about inspired by the incredible brother, Cathal Ryan. He had me become incredibly inspired, and I spent multiple days, now it's been a week, since he recommended I look into the apparition of Our Lady of Las Lajas. And what William does is William doesn't spend one day. William spends a lot of time digging in and diving in and separating legend from real information and real evidence we have. And indeed, boy, did I go in deep, and I dove in deep. So we're going to talk about this to open up the show tonight. And if you have anything on your mind, we'd love to dialogue with you. By the way, I want to open it up by giving an enormous shout out to Isidro Garcia. Thank you for becoming a member, my friend. Thank you for your support. Faithful, I tell you all often, you all are the reason we're able to do what we do. Your support allows us to keep, well, we don't need the light on right now here, but you know what I mean. To keep the lights on, it's still light outside. But your support allows us to do what we're doing. In fact, we'll be heading to California soon, be debating multiple individuals, and then we'll be filming for Catholic Answers. Your support allows us to be able to evangelize and to spread the Catholic faith, and we're incredibly grateful to you, supporters, faithful. The Lord bless you all. Thank you, Isidro. Thank you for your support, my friend. I love talking about this apparition. It is from the 1700s, dated to 1754, and in my estimation, is one of the most powerful Marian apparitions ever. Marian phenomena, if you will. It's a miracle that is visibly, still physically visible today. Now, let me put my timer. I'm going to put it for 25, 30 minutes. And then we'll open it up backstage. Anybody that wants to come, it doesn't matter what you have in your mind. I don't care. We'll bring you up. We'll take any questions you have, but you can send them in the chat and we'll tackle those as well. So the apparition occurs in the 1700s, the apparition of Our Lady. The miracle is still physically visible today. And unlike many other apparitions that rely heavily on testimony, you've got a mysterious image. A mysterious image that is embedded in the rock. But the image has been examined over and over. And faithful, you may not know this, but it's been examined over and over. And the image is embedded inside the rock. It isn't painted. Look at the image I've shown you. No paint found. The color goes deep into the stone. The color goes deep into the stone. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how it goes deep into the stone. This is powerful. And it is one of the most shocking aspects of Las Lajas is the very nature of the image itself. You have the image of the Virgin Mary with the baby child Jesus. You've got St. Francis of Assisi. Do I have anybody that loves St. Francis? You're going to love this show. You're going to love this show. And you have St. Dominic, who appears directly on a cliff face inside of the canyon. And yes, this is why I know the brother Cathal Ryan recommended we look into this, because like other Marian images, miraculous images, there has been scientific examination done. There have been core samples that have been done. And reportedly, no paint, no pigment, no dye has been found on the surface. Instead, the colors, they are a part of the stone itself. But you know what else blew me away? When doing research, the colors, they penetrate several feet deep. They penetrate several feet deep. Now, why is that incredibly unusual? That's incredibly unusual because a normal painting would sit on the surface layer. But the Lady of Las Lajas image, it appears to extend inside the geographical structure of the very rock itself. And there has been research done. Scientists have done research on this. They've concluded that the only elements that are added by humans are the crowns that are placed on the heads of Jesus and Mary. That was done centuries later. So we want to be honest about the evidence. The only elements that have been added, and people know they were added. So to be very clear, people don't think that they were not added. People are aware that crowns placed on the head of Jesus and Mary were added centuries later. Now, why is that important? Because if someone had painted it in the 1700s, pigment would remain on the surface. Or you'd have evidence of brush strokes or even layering would appear. Paint would not penetrate the very rock. But none of those markers have been found. And the image appeared during the apparition. In 1754, an indigenous woman named Maria de Quiñones was from the Canaria with her deaf-mute daughter, Rosa. And it was a pretty bad, violent storm. And they found shelter in a cave. And we know that the girl uttered the words, "The Virgin is calling me." Now, I'd like to know if anybody's aware of this story. And if you all, I hope you all don't mind me going over this. In fact, let me pin the link now. You all can come back here and you all can wait. I hope you all enjoy this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy this. Maybe many of y'all have never heard of this story, but I hope you do enjoy it. But I'm going to pin the link now. And any of you all can come back here. Anyone. It doesn't matter what you have on your mind. You can ask me anything. We're going to open up the lines in 21 minutes. Shout out to the legendary Dun64. How you doing, Heretic? How you doing, brother? Thank you for your support, my friend. The amazing Dun64. Brother, hope you're doing well today, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. Audience, we are incredibly grateful for your support. You guys are beyond phenomenal. You guys are the goated Patristic Pillars family. Thank you for your support, my man. Dun64, have you heard of this? Anybody tuning in, have you all heard of this event? I got to know, man. Is anybody aware of it? So, and I want to put the image large so y'all can see it. The girl says, the Virgin is calling me. Now, that shocked the mother because, remember, she's deaf mute. I mean, you're going to be shocked. And you see the image. You see number 2 where it says, miracle of the deaf mute girl. She'd never spoken before. If people are wondering, yeah, it's a miracle. She'd never spoken before. And at that moment, the mother of the girl saw a luminous figure of Holy Mother Mary on the rock wall. I want to ask anyone, what does that luminous figure remind you of? Anybody, can anyone tell me, what does that luminous figure of our Immaculate Mother Mary remind you of? What apparition? Can you tell me what apparition? What does that luminous figure of our Immaculate Mother Mary remind you of? Oh, Lena Molina, the goated one. He's heard of it. Lena Molina has heard of it. Okay, we got one person who's heard of it. There you go, man. We've got one person who's heard of it. Anyone else? All right, maybe not many people have heard of it. It's all right. There's no worries there. Now, you have, that is powerful. Because now that particular the luminous apparition of Mary is very common for Marian apparitions, where Mary appears as a shining luminous figure. Now, shortly afterwards, the girl was healed of her deafness and muteness. Now, why is that powerful? Because you've got 2 miracles that are occurring. She has the ability to now speak when she never had it before, and the appearance of the Marian image. Those are 2 miracles that occurred simultaneously. Pay attention, it isn't just one miracle. There are 2 that occurred simultaneously. And then you have a resurrection miracle. By the way, faithful, for people that are backstage, in 19 minutes, I'm going to open it up. You can come back here. You can ask me whatever you want. Or if you're there in the chat, send in whatever question you'd like. Do you have a question about Marian apparitions? Do you have a question about early church fathers on the Marian apparitions? About Lourdes, about Fatima, which I've done work on, but I've done a lot of work on Our Lady of Guadalupe, even more than any apparition. I've done a whole series over there on Patreon on Our Lady of Guadalupe. We'll take your questions in a moment. Now, there is the sudden ability of the child to speak, the appearance of the Marian image, but another event which is even more shockingly amazing. Another event, after the apparition, Rosa died. Now, Rosa was a deaf-mute daughter, remember. The deaf-mute daughter was Rosa, and she dies. What does the mother do? The mother took the child back to the very site and prayed before our Immaculate Mother Mary. And according to the most ancient accounts, the child was brought back to life. Now, after this happened, after that story was told, people began going to the site. Pilgrims began to go to the site. After that, it began getting people. And the image has survived for over 250 years. You see it in number 4. That dates to at least the mid-1700s. Unusual preservation. What has it endured? Humidity, water seepage. It's endured candle smoke, human contact. Imagine the amount of people that have come in contact with that miraculous image. It has also endured earthquakes. Did you all know that? But the image has not deteriorated, not in the way normal pigments would. Yet again, another miraculous image of our Immaculate Mother Mary. What about the geological mystery? What about the geological mystery? Now, there are investigative reports that there has been analysis of the minerals there that shows that the coloration continues into the rock, going into the rock. What does that mean? Well, then that would mean the image is not on the rock itself. It would be part of the actual rock formation itself. Pay attention to that. That should blow you away. The image is part of the rock formation itself. That is powerful. That is a clear reason why some researchers describe this as not made by human hands. Not made by human hands. But what category would this fall under then? What category? Well, it would include a few others, the Shroud of Turin, or others as well. Part of the rock, number 5. But what about the apparition? What about the fact that so much pilgrimage and miracles have been reported? After the apparition, pilgrims began to report healing. Devotion began to spread. And if you see in number 6, the image, if you see in number 6, right over there, straight over there, multiple chapels begin to get built. Multiple. Eventually, that site becomes called sanctuary, the sanctuary of Our Lady of Las Lajas. And a massive basilica would be built there in the 20th century. And the devotion is massive. In fact, it was given canonical coronation by who? By Pope Pius XII in the 1950s, in 1951. Now, that is an enormous, major recognition from the church. A major recognition from the church. That is gigantic. It's huge. That's got to blow you guys away. It's got to blow you guys away. Think about this. Shout out to you, Enrique Bolanos. Hermano, I'm glad you love it. One of my favorite Marian apparitions. Mother Mary is amazing. She is incredible, brother. She is incredible, my friend. And the more and more research I did on this, and I did a lot of research before I'm very careful. If somebody asks about a topic and the brother Cathal Ryan requested that I look into it. And I like to read a lot before I ever talk about anything. If there is something that I am unaware of, what William will do, I'll read a lot. I will become so engrossed and I will do so much digging and reading. I will try to get first-hand source material. When that's not available, I'll try to get second-hand source material. I will go incredibly in-depth. William does his due diligence and his due research, and the evidence for this is very powerful. It is one of the best Marian apparitions, I can tell you that. Although all of the famous and all the popular ones have great testimony and great evidence to it. But it's powerful because the image, I want to remind you all, the image, it's not just a simple silhouette. Some people may think it has the Virgin Mary holding the child Jesus. And if you are a lover of St. Francis appears, St. Dominic, and then you've got Mary. What is Mary doing? Who can tell me what Mary is doing? You have it right in the image. Mother Mary is presenting the rosary. Mother Mary is presenting the rosary. That's incredible. And yes, as you can see in the bottom, it's part of the stone. And then you can see Mother Mary presenting the rosary. And then on number 8, you see written accounts from the 1750s. Eyewitness accounts that we have. There's a lot. There's just a lot. The amount of testimony that we have for this is incredible. And look at this. The apparition of Our Lady of Las Lajas. The Virgin, a deaf-mute child in 1754. An indigenous woman and her deaf-mute daughter, Rosa, sought shelter in a cave during a treacherous storm. And the miraculous image appears. Look at that. Rosa was suddenly healed, and they beheld the beautiful image of the Virgin and the child embedded directly into rock. Rosa was suddenly healed, and they beheld the beautiful image of the Virgin and the child embedded directly into the rock. The rock was filled with color as well. And Yes, I can say that scientific studies have been done, and scientific studies have been done to show that the mysterious image is embedded several feet deep into the rock, solid with no pigment found on the surface and no brushwork. That is miraculous. That is miraculous. And I'm telling you right now, the amount of testimony that we have for this, for people that may be wondering why I've got a Bowser shirt, my daughter made me wear it. Oh, man. I won't always just have a regular shirt on, guys, so it'll be rare. I won't be wearing this when I go live later on tonight with Father Coppis when we talk Christology. I won't be wearing this then. I won't be wearing it then, man. Oh, my goodness, man. For people that we have back here, what do you all have on your mind? On the right-hand side, let us know, what is your faith? What is your question? Otherwise, I can't bring you guys up. I see we have people back here ready, but other people are going to join and they're going to beat you to it, and they're going to begin asking questions, and we're going to bring them up before you all. And if you don't want to come back, you don't have to come back. You can ask me your question, send a chat in, and we'll tackle it. We'll tackle it. We'll tackle it. Faithful, hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful evening. Hope you all are having a great day. Is it day where you're at? Are my Australian people here right now? It's morning for my Australian people, right? I think it's morning for you all. What time is it where you all are at? Hope you all are doing well. I want to give a shout out to the goated Lino Molina. I know Ari loves it when I say that, so I'm always going to call him the goated Lino Molina. Lino, how you doing, brother? You working the lines tonight, man? That is too sweet. Even though sugar-free. That's too sweet, man. This is too sweet. Wear the shirt into debate. Oh, I don't think I could. I don't think I'll do that. I don't think I'll do that. How did you guys like it? Are you guys enjoying this presentation? Please let me know. I hope you all are enjoying it. The Lord bless you all. I hope you all are enjoying it. Thoughts on Our Lady of Cuapa from Nicaragua. Yeah, so the Our Lady of Cuapa. We'll talk about that. And if you guys want, not tomorrow. Well, actually, we can probably do it tomorrow, or Thursday or Friday. We'll open up the show talking about Our Lady of Cuapa. That is an apparition that I don't have to do research into, that I am very well aware of. I was not aware of Our Lady of Lajas. That's one that I had to do a lot of research into. Our Lady of Cuapa, I am aware. Guys, whenever you all send super chats, and I thank you immensely, because we rely on your support to do ministry. If I don't know about an apparition, I'm going to flat out tell you. If I don't know, I'll say, okay, let me take a picture with my phone, and I'll do research, and I will just dive in so deep, guys. I will dive in incredibly deep. But Our Lady of Cuapa, I do know about it. It's a number of apparitions, and it occurs rather late in history. Well, not long ago. It's from the 1980s. Now, this I will look up because I don't remember the name. I think it was Bernardo, right? Hold on, let me look it up. Yeah, I was right. Bernardo was his last name. Martinez, there we go. Okay, cool. Audience, for those that have questions and are back here, we're opening it up in 8 minutes, 7.5, forgive me. But if you have any questions, you can send it in the chat and we'll tackle it. Not the way we tackle heresy, because we're going to embrace the question. We won't tackle it the way we tackle heresy. So the visionary that we want to talk about is Bernardo Martinez. And as is the case with many, he was not highly educated. Now, why do I bring that up? It isn't a knock on him at all. It's to show you that Our Lady very often, and the saints as well, appear to humble people. It isn't to insult them in any way, simply to show that very often the apparitions occur to humble people. To humble. And he was known as being very humble. And he was praying the rosary. And yet again, like many apparitions, brightness is seen. Brightness is seen. Can anyone tell me in the chat? Do we have a legend in the chat? Can anyone tell me what is the first? This is something that would be big. If anyone can tell me this, I'll be shocked. Who can tell me? Do we have a Mariology expert? Do we have an apparition legend in the chat? What is the first documented And I don't mean spoken about later and then recorded later. The earliest documented apparition of our Mother Mary where she appears with a bright light. Does anybody know? I'm going to pause for a moment. I want to see if anybody can give me that answer, man. I'll be blown away if you guys can, man. You guys are truly paying attention to William, if anybody can give me that answer. If anyone can give me that answer, be blown away by you. By you guys. Almost 200 watching live and nobody's speaking, man. All right, man. What am I drinking? I am drinking 7 Brew sugar-free coffee. I'm drinking. Nope. Definitely not Our Lady of the Pillar. Definitely not. Definitely not Our Lady of the Pillar. That does not have good historical testimony. It's really, really, really late. Really late. I'm not going to give you all the answer. I want to see if anybody can give me the answer. So anyway, from that light at the apparition of Our Lady of Guapa, from that light appears Holy Mother Mary, but the apparitions occur multiple times. Over and over they occur. And as is always the case, guys, it is never anything other than this. Mother Mary always wants people praying the rosary, always wants people praying from the heart, always wants families united and seeking Jesus all the time. And every time we always hear, turn to the rosary, pray the rosary, walk with God. And this was what was encouraged here as well. It was encouraged here as well. Very, very important. And yes, what a lot of people don't realize from Our Lady of Guapa in Nicaragua is that many miraculous signs were also reported, Brother Lino Molina. I don't know if you're aware of that, but many miraculous signs were reported as well. And as usual, what is the kind of fragrance that occurs when our Immaculate Mother Mary appears? What's the fragrance? Roses. Roses. That's why maybe you all don't notice. Whenever I post a video of Mother Mary on Patreon, I always include a rose. Do you note that? Do you notice that, guys? If there's ever a Mariology video that I post on Patreon, I include a rose with it. Because with Mother Marian Apparitions, you get fragrance of roses. And here at Our Lady of Guapa, there are multiple spiritual conversions that occur. Now, we need to be clear. It is not as heavily documented scientifically as Our Lady of Lourdes or others, but either which way, people may not know this has church investigation and it has approval. In the 1900s, these apparitions were approved as worthy of belief. They were. So anytime the church approves something as worthy of belief, credible private revelation, even though you're not required to have a devotion to it, belief in it is perfectly fine, and you can have a devotion to it. And to this day, it's a pilgrimage destination. Never been there. I have never ever been there, but I know that a lot of pilgrims do go there. It's a popular pilgrimage site. I know that much. It's a popular pilgrimage site. But the evidence, the scientific evidence for Our Lady of Las Lajas is so powerful, guys. The testimony, the scientific evidence backing it up, and we're almost done. It's 3 minutes left, and then we're going to open up to anyone back here that may have questions. And if there is an apparition you want William to dive into, is there one that you want me to read about, to do research about, and to open the show and go 30 minutes or even longer? Let me know. I will do it. In fact, tonight, man, I'm going to be up till like, and I hope Ari doesn't hear this, because Ari's going to throw a rock. Ari won't even throw a tomato at my head. She'll throw a rock, because I hardly slept last night, because I went to bed real late, and then I was up early, and I was in the radio, but I'll probably be up to like 2 or 3 in the morning tonight, working on more material. So I'll be diving into more Marian apparitions. If there's one that you have on your mind, and you say, William, I want you to do deep research into this and talk about it, I'll do it, man. I'll do it. I will do it. Now, there's a reason why I don't dive into Our Lady of the Pillar. I can do it, but I will tell you that you might be a little bit disappointed. I'll tell you might be a little bit disappointed. You might be a little bit disappointed, guys. The evidence for it is very, very late. Very late. The testimony for it is very poor. And I've always been aware of Our Lady of the Pillar. It is a very, very, very early Marian apparition. A very early one. Do I not believe in it? No, I do believe in it. But if the testimony and if the paper trail for it is a very poor one, then I'm simply not going to include it on my list, because I don't want Protestants to come or naysayers and say, okay, now where is the paper trail? And with Our Lady of the Pillar, the paper trail is incredibly poor. So it's never one that I ever really mention or bring up, because the paper trail is a really bad one. And we're going to end up in a lot of trouble if we try to present that as historically verifiable. It's just too late. Paper trail is really bad. The contradictory accounts are just enormous. It's just one that I just avoid completely. My alarm is about to ring. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let me check. Let me make sure Father hasn't emailed me. Guys, I'll remind you all, in an hour and a half, faithful. And let me put the timer, because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. An hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't want to be late. Father Coppers will put me in the biggest headlock of my lifetime. Oh, man. Father Coppers will put me in the biggest headlock of my lifetime, man, if I'm late to that. If I am late, I can't be late to Christology. All right, do we have anybody back here? We do! We do have people back here. I love it. Incredible questions from Ari. Ari is asking the real ones. She knows how to ask them. We're about to go back there to her in about 5 minutes, faithful. And if you have any questions, I'll remind you all, it doesn't need to be about Marian apparitions today. It doesn't have to be confined to Marian apparitions. You can ask anything on your mind. If you want to send in a chat about Marian apparitions, or you want to put William to work and do research on one or anything else, you can do that. But you can ask anything you want. Because if you look at the title, Our Lady of Lajas, Marian apparitions, and ask me anything, and debate me on anything. So you can definitely ask me anything you want. Our Lady of Zaytun, I just heard about it. You barely heard about it, heretic? You barely heard about it? Where you been, man? They're pretty powerful, my friend. They're from Egypt, Zaytun, Egypt. I've spoken about them in a number of shows. They occurred above the Church of St. Mary. And this happened in the 1960s, brother. But they continued into the early 70s as well. Now, Zaytun, as you know very well, is not Catholic. It's not a Catholic church. It was on the top of a Coptic church. Or, like other Marian apparitions, the figure was a luminous female figure standing in the dome of the church. At first, people freaked out, man. They freaked out thinking it was a woman about to jump. But like all of the other apparitions of our Immaculate Mother Mary, she appears as a luminous figure. By the way, I've still not gotten an answer. Let me tell you this. The first person that can tell me the earliest recorded, I don't mean testimony from the 1800s and it says it's from the first century. Don't give me that. The earliest recorded Marian apparition where we have testimony that she appeared as a luminous figure. First person that gives me that answer, I will record a video. And if you're on Patreon, you'll get any topic you want. And if you're not on Patreon, I'll record it and I'll post it in a private link and send it to you. Any topic you want. For the first person that gets the answer, you tell me, okay, William, now I want you to do a whole hour or hour and a half show on this topic of my choosing. Indulgences, papacy, I don't care. I will do it for the first person that can give me that answer. And I'm going to be bummed out if nobody gives me that answer, man. I'm going to be bummed out, man. I know if Cameron Bertuzzi were here, and I just got off the phone with Cameron. I'm glad he's not here, because if he were here, he'd have the answer immediately. So Our Lady of Zaytun is a good one, because the figure appeared as all Marian apparitions. And by the way, ChatGPT won't save you. Radiating blue light, brilliant, bright light. And witnesses reported that. Millions witnessed it, millions. And the witnesses included not only Coptic, but Catholics and Muslims, even government officials. Did you know that? And we have a lot on photograph and on film as well. Now, in terms of the Catholic Church, Pope Paul VI spoke favorably about it. He spoke favorably about it, sacramental revenge. He acknowledged it. He acknowledged it as a real Marian devotion. So I love that. I love that particular apparition. By the way, Sacramento Revenge, thank you for your support, brother. God bless you for the super chat. I do it all the time, man. All right, we're going to tackle this one, then we're going to go backstage now. Shout out to the Great Ape Crusader, to my brother in arms, the amazing Great Ape Crusader Juan. Juan, do you lift, brother? Do you lift, man? You got 40-inch biceps, brother. Thoughts about dedicating lifts to God. Started, and I feel like I've gained physical strength from it. I pray before every lift of mine. I have a very, very, very consistent way of lifting. I will tell you what I do, and you can copy it if you want. It's nothing special. Every time I lift, whether it be bench press, whether it be I'm using the bar, I will put 3 Trinitarian crosses on the bar, and I'll pray. I pray before every lift of mine, every single one. So before every lift of mine, and if you all want, before the show is over, if we get a request, I will show you all my powerlifting belt, which is full of icons, custom. I've shown it on the air, I think only one time. I think maybe over a year ago. If we get a request before the show's over, I will show my powerlifting belt. It's right over there on the wall. I use it every day whenever I have heavy lifting. I'll use a powerlifting belt. It's custom made for me. It was made for me, custom made, and I use it all the time. But it's right there. We're going to go backstage now. And if you all have any questions, send them in and we'll tackle them. We're going to Ari. Ari, how you doing, heretic? Oh,
Hi.
not the egg. No. Oh,
William Humpty Dumpty William is coming back. Don't we love it?
I should have known.
I had to.
Oh man.
How you doing, man?
Phenomenal. Great.
Yeah. Can I ask you one thing before we start?
Yeah.
Can you show us your power belt?
Oh, come on. What a cheater.
You said if you had any you said if I get any requests, I will show it on the air. So there you go. I'll save us the time and then we'll just get.
Yeah. So we got it right here. I'm going to briefly remove you. We got it right here. My powerlifting belt. As you all. It's got icons all over it. Blessed Christ icon, St. Augustine, Blessed Duns Scotus, Mother Mary with a child Jesus, Pantocrator, the Holy Family. What else we got? St. Ambrose. And on the inside of it, I've got Blessed Lanfranc. I have Blessed Lanfranc as well. How y'all like that powerlifting belt? Y'all like it?
It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
It's as heavy as can be, man. It's like lifting it. Oh man, it's very, very heavy.
I'm surprised it fits you, considering like you're puny, you know.
What a hater, man! What a hater you are.
I had to.
Gotta be drinking that haterade.
Hey, listen, I ain't drinking Diet Coke, that's for sure.
I wish I was. I'll tell you that. I wish I was, man. Yeah. Hater.
So, anyways, yeah. So my questions. They're not
Oh,
bilingual this time. I don't know if you
that's okay.
wanted them bilingual.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's do
I
it.
had them both in English and Spanish, but it's whatever.
Yeah, let's stick with English today.
All right. So the first, I have three questions. Are you able to get to those three?
Yeah, of course. We're
Okay.
definitely, yeah.
Because I
There's
know some.
yeah, because people are quiet right now because we're doing earlier than usual. But you know why we're doing earlier. Later on we go live with the legend himself, Father Coppets.
The legendary Father Coppus, the one
Oh
who
yeah.
beats you at the gym and everything. He calls you chicken
Crushed me.
legs.
No, he crushed me. I'm not
Uh-huh.
gonna lie. Very few people know. In fact, there's video and that video can never get out.
How much for that video?
Oh, I'd go to my grave. Take it to my grave. Oh, no way, man.
All right.
Let me say one
So
thing before we move on. I don't know if you know this, and it isn't a secret. Father's announced it in the air. And people may be shocked at this. Do you know that he is, well, not anymore. Back in the day, he was an award winning professional wrestler.
yeah, I think you mentioned it to me.
Okay.
You mentioned it to me once.
Award winning in Russia. Like, I mean, award
That's
winning. So
based.
I'm just going to say one thing. I'm going to say one thing, and I'm never going to repeat it ever again. And in fact, I hope that this gets forgotten everywhere. But I made the stupid mistake of trying to just, years ago. I got tossed around like a rag doll.
I need to ask him about that. That'd be so
No,
funny.
no,
I will.
man.
I will.
No,
Thank you
man.
for the idea, by the way. Thank you so
No.
much. I now know what to do. Thank you.
What
You're
a hater.
amazing. Thank
What a
you.
hater. What a hater.
Hey, didn't I not ask him the other day about him beating you at the gym?
Yep, he did. He crushed me. It wasn't even
I know.
close.
And I made him laugh, so that's my
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. Anyways, so my questions. These were like some of these were actually asked
All right.
yesterday because I was watching Dr. Boyce. He was on the legendary Catholic Answers,
Mhm.
and he killed it. By the way, oh my goodness.
I know he did, and I got to tell him. I told him. But let me tell you one thing, guys. Dr. Boyce is a good friend of mine. The guy's so humble. I told him, you did great. And I mean, I'm going to tell you what he said. He replied to me. He's like, I don't know about that. I said, you did great, man. What are you talking about, man? I thought he did a great job. I got to hear it again today. He did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I heard it like twice. I know I've heard it 3 times already, and I love it. I absolutely love it. The way he
Yeah.
gets so in depth and gets excited about the questions. It's like
Yep.
I love his brain, man. Like, dude, if I had that much information, I would be insufferable. I would be really.
Thank the good Lord he's Catholic now, man. We got a great one.
I know. I heard that he was um Baptist, and then he went from Baptist to Anglicanism, and then
Yeah.
Anglican to dang. Like that's a whole. I need to get him on to share that story, man.
Yeah, yeah. You got to do that. You got to
Oh,
do it.
I can't believe that. I never thought of that, but
Yep.
I
You got to
should.
do it.
I'm gonna drag him again to do it. But
You got to.
anyways, my questions. Anyways, that's what I was asking. Um, so when Paul refers to my gospel, is he referring to the Gospel of Luke? Because some people are saying that he could be referring to the Gospel of Luke because apparently they were like close, like him and Luke were actually close before.
Mhm.
So they're wondering, you know.
Uh, now let me
If
show you.
I was gonna say if you ask me for Bible verse, I do not have it.
No, I got it. But I'm gonna show you.
Okay, cool. Also, is my audio okay? I just want to make sure that I'm not
Your
like.
audio is fantastic. Now, this is a great question. So when Paul says my gospel, he means the gospel in general. He is not narrowing it down to one particular gospel account. Now, that's an important point. Now, you might be wondering, well, William, how can you be so sure about that? How do you know this? Well, the one thing I've done a lot of research on, and I mean a lot, is the bodily resurrection. And this is one of the main things that atheists attack. Atheists love to attack these verses and they say, look, Paul had another gospel. It isn't the gospel of Jesus, it's his own gospel. No, boneheads. I'm going to show you how the gospel of Jesus, his gospel, is one and the same. It is one and the same as the gospel of Christ. It's referring to the gospel in general, not to just the gospel of Luke or the gospel of Matthew. It's the gospel in general. Let me show you.
I don't remember what response he gave to that question. I don't think he gave the exact answer that you did.
Oh, did they ask this to Dr. Boyce? I haven't
Yeah,
finished the
they
show.
asked this, and I think he said something else, but I don't quote me on it. I don't need him coming after me for misquoting
Okay.
him. But
Now, to be very clear, the reason I'm sharp in this answer is because every year I defend the bodily resurrection, so I know this argument. It could be
oh,
that he
okay.
hadn't heard it. So let me go over it, and I can tell you the objection. People are going to say, "Oh, well, look in Romans," and I know it because he tells you right here. On that day, when according to my gospel, God judges the secrets of men by Jesus Christ. I'm going to tell you everybody that attacks this text: atheists, and number two, let me illuminate your mind. Protestants. You know why? Because Paul literally tells you the gospel is about doing good works. So Protestants say, oh, look. Paul's not talking about the gospel in general. He says, my gospel, not the gospel in general. So I'm used to this stupid argument. I'm used to it from the atheists and the Protestants. But he says, my gospel many times. Romans 16. Now to him who is able to strengthen you according to my gospel. And 2 Timothy 2, remember Jesus Christ risen from the dead, descendant of David, as preached in my gospel. But there's only one gospel, Ari. He may be saying my gospel. He says it over and over and over. But it's clear that my gospel, he preaches, is the only gospel there is. Galatians 1. I am astonished that you are so quickly deserting him and turning to a different gospel. Not that there is another one, meaning there's only one. And he even tells you, even if we or an angel from heaven should preach another gospel, let him be accursed, let him be anathema, meaning there's only one gospel. But if he's preaching it, it is my gospel, meaning if Luke is preaching it, it is his gospel. If Matthew preaches it, it's his gospel. If John preaches it, it's his gospel. But that gospel message is one and the same. All of them preach the same gospel, only that they're giving their account. That's why he says my gospel, but ultimately there is only one gospel. But he can use the language interchangeably of mine and it be the same as the gospel of Christ.
Yeah, because I think if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I think from what Dr. Boyd said, I think he was comparing the writings because I think the caller was kind of questioned about it. He was kind of comparing the writings of like when Luke was written to when to like some of the writings that St. Paul had done as
Okay.
well. So he was kind of comparing like the time length on that, and that's why he said like there's people that think that he could be referring to Luke because of how close they were. But
One and the same gospel, though. It
I mean,
doesn't
but
matter.
still, I mean, he did make that clear too. Like,
Yeah, it's one and the same. It doesn't matter.
all right. So my next one then is, so we know that Luke wrote very detailed things about Mary. How did he know that? Now for this one he gave three what's it called? I believe he gave three possibilities for
Okay.
this one. He said either Luke
Haven't
could
heard
have
that yet.
actually, I think he said that Luke could have actually like talked to Mary like during that time. Could be that. It could be that I forgot what the other one was. I wrote it down, but I don't remember because I asked it in the group as well. There's two other ones, so let me look at it real quick.
In our WhatsApp group, yes?
It was in the theology group.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah. I haven't been
Yeah,
able to get
and
there today because I've been working on the
yeah.
Christology class.
So yeah, he might have gotten it from James the Just, like the details, or some of the other people who knew Mary, or just from like eyewitnesses when he was putting in the gospel. So he said that, I believe he said that it was not confirmed necessarily like what like which one of those it is.
Well, it's highly unlikely he would have gotten all of the details from James the Just, but that's a good postulation because James the Just lived and traveled with the Holy Family, being a relative of Jesus, not a child of Mary, but a relative of Jesus. He lived under the same household, so it's a good postulation that he would have gotten information from him as well. But likelier the very intricate details of the actual words of the Archangel Gabriel would have been gotten from Mary. That's why Luke tells you, inasmuch as many have undertaken to compile a narrative of the things which have been accomplished among us, just as they were delivered to us by those who from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word, it seemed good to me also, having followed all things closely for some time past, to write an orderly account for you. What does that mean? That means he's going to consult eyewitnesses. He'll investigate everything, and he will compile everything into a narrative. Now, The Greek phrase used by Luke, where he says, having, and where, let me see where it is. Where is it? Having followed all things closely or having investigated all things. That right there is literally in the style of Greco-Roman historical documentation, meaning that this is why very often if you hear me talking about the gospel accounts, I note that Saint Luke wrote in the style of Thucydides. Now, was he? Well, he was very famous for having written in that historical method, either Thucydides or Polybius, who relied on interviews and eyewitness testimony. So Luke is saying that he personally gathered sources, and then you go to his infancy narrative, and you actually have the words recorded of the angel Gabriel appearing to Mary, and even Mary's inner question. So is it possible that he got all of this from James the Just? It's likelier he got some of it from Mary as well, from her dialogue with the archangel Gabriel. That's likelier, in my opinion. The other thing is we have patristic testimony indicating that what had been handed down was that St. Luke would have interviewed Mother Mary as well. The key detail that I want to hone in on is where St. Luke says this: Mary said to the angel, "How can this be, since I know not man?" Now, is it theoretically possible that Mary told this to James the Just, and then James the Just reported that to Luke? It's possible, but what is likelier? It's likelier that Mother Mary herself would have indicated this to Luke, and because Luke indicates that he has done the historical critical method. Saint Bede the Venerable most definitely thought it was Mother Mary that gave him the information. So I tend to believe that Luke would have gotten that information from Mary. The other thing is why only Luke? Why would only Luke have that information? If James the Just had shared this with other people, maybe Matthew could have recorded the Annunciation event as well, but he doesn't. It's only Luke. It seems more likely to me, likelier that St. Luke went about investigating and interviewing particular people, and he got it from Mother Mary. Otherwise, notice what he says in Luke 2:19. This to me is very odd language. If he had received this information only from James the Just or from really anyone else, it's very difficult to deal with this. But Mary treasured up all things, pondering them in her heart. And that's repeated in verse 51, that Mary kept all things in her heart. So it seems to me he would have gotten this from Mary, as Mary preserved these memories, and Luke then records them in the gospel. To me, all indications point to Mother Mary as the primary source. I think had it been somebody else, I think that would have been recorded by St. Luke. It's very clear it was Mary.
Yeah. So, but do you for example, I guess, what do you I hate to say, but what do the experts say on this? Because I think he even said that it's not even scholars, not even they have been able to come to an actual conclusion on this.
Yeah, they don't have a uniform conclusion on this. You're permitted, at the end of the day, you may say, okay, William, but I think that likelier he got it from James the Just. You're permitted to believe that. You're permitted. What you're not permitted to believe is that St. Luke made it up out of thin air. He very clearly is letting you know that he is doing a historical critical method of interviewing people and gathering information. So yeah, if you want to say he got it from James the Just, or even perhaps if you may say, well, Mother Mary is the primary source, but she shared them with someone else, and St. Luke is recording them in the gospel. That's also possible. But I tend to go with what the Saint Venerable the Bede says. I tend to go with Mary as being the source. But you're free to say James the Just could have been the source. It doesn't change the fact that the gospel account does record the real words of Mother Mary.
Yeah, because I remember hearing his explanation on this. So that's something that he did point out, is that scholars themselves don't even have an actual
they'll be divided on it.
They're divided on what it actually. I forgot what he said he thought it was, but I wouldn't be surprised if you guys gave similar answers to in that aspect.
Seems like Saint Thomas Aquinas didn't really have a set opinion on it. So yeah, you're free to believe. You can believe it was James the Just or somebody else you would have shared it with. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I love Dr. Boyce. He's so big.
He's awesome. He's awesome. He's great.
He's so smart. I
He's really
really
awesome.
like the episode. Like it is really good.
I gotta
I
check
feel
it
like
out again.
you could tell that I picked up a lot from what he said.
Yeah.
Um, so the next one is I guess I should reword this one actually. So is there a difference on like how the Gospels were passed down compared to how the Quran and the Hadith were?
Is there what?
Oh, hold on.
Uh oh.
I
I
think
think
it
you might
cut
have
off. Did
broken
it?
up. You back there? Yeah, you're back. You're back. You're back.
Okay, I come back. Yeah. My last question.
Hmm.
Um, is there a difference between how the Gospels were passed down over time compared to how the Quran and the Hadith were?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. They have much, way better testimony. Number one, what immediately should shock you immediately is the fact that the Gospels are rooted in eyewitness testimony from the first generation of Christianity, people that were eyewitnesses there. In fact, St. Luke tells you he interviewed eyewitnesses. He tells you right there, as we saw the text earlier, just as those from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word, have delivered them to us. So that's the historical method. The apostles themselves were eyewitnesses, and the early church knew that. We have the writings of their disciples handed down to us, so they come from eyewitnesses. And we have incredibly early manuscript evidence of it. It is in wonderful, pristine condition. We have a great a great chain of transmission in Christianity. The apostles preached the gospel. They preached it orally. The written gospel circulated. Churches copied those texts. Apostolic churches copied them. They preserved them. There were liturgical readings every single week. The result is what we got today, Ari. We got thousands of manuscripts all over the world. Thousands of manuscripts. We have thousands early on. Now, today it's even more. Way more. Whereas when we want to talk about the Quran, Muhammad wrote it in the 7th century. And how far disconnected from Christian history is that? It's really far. Now, I know people are going to say, well, he's some things are relying upon earlier documentation. Right, but what about the things that Muhammad records that are not recorded anywhere else? Clearly invented by him. And the other issue we have is that according to the very tradition of Islam itself, Abu Bakr is the first one that orders any kind of collection put together. So that's a clear knock immediately on the reliability of the Quran. And then later on, Uthman standardizes the text. But how does he freaking standardize it? By destroying all the others, man. He destroys them. He literally has variant Qurans destroyed, created an official version. Well, what's to say the other ones he destroyed that a better edition wasn't there, or a better chain of transmission wasn't there in the other ones that he destroyed? So simply, there is no good chain of transmission in Quranic documents. The other thing is that the Hadith collections were written way later, 9th century late. That's late, man. That's really late. Way after the death of Muhammad, and we're talking about over 200 years after Muhammad. That's why today, Ari, it depends who you talk to. Some people don't trust the Hadiths. Not all of them trust them. Daniel the Muslim, whom we've had on multiple times, is a Quran-only Muslim. He doesn't trust the Hadiths. He doesn't believe them to be reliable. They're not reliable to him. So he is like a Protestant sola scripturist. He's a Quran-only. He rejects the Hadiths. So yeah, if you've got even Muslims rejecting them, shows you the chain of transmission is a very poor one compared to the fantastic one that we have in Christianity.
Yeah, it's very, very, very interesting. You guys gave the same answer. That was pretty cool.
Good, cool.
he's
I love it.
It's like I can tell you guys are friends because sometimes even just I'm like that's something William would say.
Very good friends. Very good friends. We talk daily, just about daily.
And then just one last mini question.
Go ahead.
Would you ever do a show on the archangels?
I would, definitely.
And because I've been really wanting to. I've been really wanting to see more. I think from you, obviously, and I think the archangels would be kind of cool to do. I know I asked you about the Assyrian Church of the East, as well. I know that.
I will do it.
And yeah. So and then also, what book do you recommend for me to to maybe look at concerning Assyrian Church of the East. I kind of just want to study up on their beliefs just to kind of see like the differences between like what we have, or like between our beliefs and their beliefs and all that. Because I know there's
Hmm.
many, but I don't know if you have like a good book.
Yeah, I need to pull it up. Let me see. The name off the top of my head. I don't remember the name, but let me look and see. By the way, this book was given to me by a scholar of the Assyrian Church of the East.
Oof.
Okay. Um, I would highly recommend this book. It doesn't just give you the textual transmission of their Bible, it gives you how they view the Bible, how they view the transmission of it, the apostolic tradition, whatever, and what have you. It is called The History of the Books of Adishu Bar Brika.
Can
And
you
just,
send? Can you
yeah,
send
I'll
me
put it in
that?
the chat. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the private chat, or I'll send it to you in a message after the show.
Yeah, yeah. Cause I would love to
It's
to
very, very, very heavy reading. It's about 800 pages, but
oh
it's worth it.
sheesh.
It's worth it.
So sad.
It's worth it. It's worth
But
it.
still, it's cause, here's the thing though. It's like, and I don't think people realize this. It's like, yeah, like it's cool that we're Catholic. It's like the coolest thing ever. But it's also like if we don't, if, I feel like if we don't start looking into what maybe other churches believe, and then it kind of, I don't know what it is. I feel like even with where I'm at, like I've seen, like there's one like I was really interested in, and then when I started reading the doctrinal stuff, I was like, oh yikes, and so, and so
Yeah.
then I'm just like, oh,
Now
I'm
I'll
like,
get you
I don't
that
know
post
how.
show. Don't worry, I'll get you that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a really cool thing. Also, think about it, archangels. That
I'll
would
do
be
it.
fair to do,
I'll do it.
and then
Promise you.
definitely bring on Dr. Boyce again, because man, he was
Oh, we're planning. Don't worry. We're planning to do more together.
okay. All right. Thank you.
You got it, Ari. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. Audience, for anyone we have back here, what do you have on your mind? Do you have anything on your mind? And you don't have to come back here. Send a chat in and we'll tackle it. You don't have to come back here. If you've got a chat you want to send, we've got almost an hour left. And then we're going live with the legend himself, the magnificent, the GOAT, Reverend Dr. Coppas, man. You love it. My goodness, man. That guy's amazing, man. All right. What questions do we have? Juan, did you like it, brother? The incredible St. Francis Baby Toe. How you doing, man? How you doing, my man? Double question. Thoughts on Our Lady of Akita? Thoughts on St. Joan of Arc? And you better show us that belt or you have tiny biceps, man. I'll show it again, brother. Let me show it again. All right, all right. I will. I will. This is one of my little babies, man. This is one of my babies, guys. Now, on the inside, I have an image of the Last Supper right there. Y'all see that? And right here, that is Blessed Lanfranc. On the inside, I have, it's heavy, guys. Whoa! Show you all. I have an image of the Last, whoa. I have an image of the Last Supper, and I have an image of Blessed Lanfranc, who was one of the greatest defenders of the Holy Eucharist. Let me pick that up. Who was one of the greatest defenders ever of the Holy Eucharist. So it is a it is a quite detailed belt, man. All right, we're gonna answer a few super chats, and then we'll go backstage. If you have anything on your mind, and you're back here, right over there on the right-hand side, private chat. What is your faith and what is your question? And we'll tackle it. What are my thoughts on Our Lady of Akita? I love it, man. I love Our Lady of Akita, especially the artwork. The artwork is amazing, man. Amazing. Again, very powerful evidence we have. Really, really powerful evidence we have for Our Lady of Akita. And again, bright light. Again, by the way, nobody's done it yet. Nobody has gotten the answer to the question yet. I'm looking in the chat. Nobody has gotten the answer yet. The earliest recorded Marian apparition where she appears in the bright light. My goodness, I want to see if anybody gets it before we're done, man. So I love the apparition of Our Lady of Akita. And a lot of people don't know that this is powerful because you have Sister Agnes. She's the one that saw the bright light. an angelic figure appears to her. And did you know that not only Our Lady, forgive me, not only Sister Agnes, but even the statue showed bleeding wounds. People saw blood coming from the statue. The wounds would later disappear, though. But off the top of my head, I have no idea how many, but I know that the statue was reported to have wept human tears hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. Now, here's the other amazing thing, and I got to tell you, St. Francis Baby Toe, forgive me for not thanking you. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I forgot to thank you, brother. I don't forget to thank anybody because I don't take any of you all for granted because we're here able to do what we're doing because of you all. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Now, the power of this, and I know St. Francis Baby Toe likely knows this, is that the fluids were examined. Science was done on this. Can anyone tell me what the reports showed? Does anybody know? Human blood, human sweat, and human tears, guys. And yes, again, yet again, the messages are repent, pray. Souls are in danger. That's why, what do I tell you guys all the time when you ask me, William, what do you recommend? I recommend praying the rosary, man. Pray the rosary. You're never going to go wrong. But you know what? I don't have a particular devotion to the rosary. Get one. I don't know what to tell you, man. If you only knew the powerful battle against spiritual warfare it'll do for you. Well, I don't like it. I don't have time. Make time. I'm sick and tired of hearing people say they don't like the rosary. Guys, please let me emphasize. The rosary will change your life. The rosary will change your life. And yet again, as in all other apparitions, St. Francis Baby Toe, Our Lady wants people to convert. Our Lady wants people to convert. By the way, I don't know if you know this. Well, I know St. Francis Baby Toe probably does, but many others may not know. But Sister Agnes was healed. She was healed. She was deaf and she was healed. That is one of the most powerful miracles tied to Our Lady of Akita. She had been medically diagnosed as deaf. It wasn't a matter of, I've only told people. She was medically diagnosed as deaf. She was healed. St. Francis Baby Toe, isn't that incredible, my friend? Isn't that incredible? It's amazing, brother. Now, my thoughts on St. Joan of Arc. As you know very well, she was a visionary. I love St. Joan of Arc. I love her. I don't have a particular devotion to her, but I love her, and I love the fact that early on, they thought she was a villain and a liar. And the church eventually vindicated her. She was eventually vindicated. She was eventually canonized as well. She was canonized and she was vindicated. And yes, she had many visions. Many visions. And what I think about St. Joan of Arc, St. Francis Baby Toe, is I think that we have such a powerful saint there. Because for St. Joan of Arc, you can see yet again incredible and immense holiness. But what I love about her so much is that she remained loyal to God even through intense persecution. Even through intense persecution. And hey, she was incredible. Her leadership was powerful. What was the name of that siege? What was the name of that particular war where she had great leadership in? Does anybody remember the name of that war? Off the top of my head, I don't remember it. But she helped lead France during this war. She was powerfully incredible. And yes, she received visions from who? The master himself, the incredible St. Michael. As well as, I believe, St. Margaret and St. Catherine, I believe. What is the name of that war? Let me see in the chat. There you go, man. There you go. She's incredible. She was incredible, brother. Oh, you have a devotion to her. That's amazing, my friend. I love that, brother. For people that we have backstage, hold on, let me see. Okay, for people we have backstage, do me a favor. I see we have Jerry, we have former Protestant, we have Tom, we have Greg, we have Marcus. We have many people back here, but people aren't talking. Do me an enormous favor. Former Protestant, you are talking. For people that are back here, please do me an enormous favor. On the right-hand side, what is your faith and what is your question? And we'll bring you up. I love it, Cathal. Thank you for the support, my man. Thank you for the support, brother. The Lord bless you, my friend. You did a great job on Our Lady of Lajas. Hope you had fun researching. I had a lot of fun, brother. If anybody knows me, it's Cathal Ryan, man. You know me, man. I dive in and I do great researching. Brother, if there's another apparition on your mind, in your heart, that you've wondered about, maybe an obscure one, let me know. I'd love to dive in too, because you've led me to so many amazing ones that I'd like to do more research. If there's ever another one on your heart, in your mind, in your very being, that you want me to do a deep dive into, remember, it might take me a full week, but because William doesn't just Google, William will purchase books, will read books, and will do research. I will do research. And if anybody knows me, I do my due diligence. And then once I've done research and I say, okay, I feel comfortable talking about this, I'll talk about it. I'll have images done. I'll download images from the internet. I'll do research. I'll reach out to people. I go very deep. Shout out to the legendary Cathal Ryan. And before they vanish, I took a screenshot of who got gifted those memberships. Thank you so much for your support, brother. And I tell you all, I am grateful for your support, because we wouldn't be here without it. Wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without your support, faithful. Thank you so much. Who got gifted those memberships? Here is, where's the image? Here's the image. Who got gifted them? It was Nate's 2353, With It All 12, More Cool, The Joms 27, and Brandon W. Franco. Audience, do not forget to say thank you to the person that gifts you a membership. Do not forget to say thank you. Audience, people don't have to gift anything. Their gifting goes a long way in helping us out in ministry. And many people's lives have been touched by gifted memberships. Do not forget to say thank you, faithful. Do not forget. Raiders fan, how you doing, brother? God bless you, brother. Thank you for your support. What is the biggest objection to the reliability of the Gospels that made Bart Ehrman change his view? I think Bart Ehrman is just all around a total skeptic. That no matter what you hit Bart Ehrman with, because I haven't finished the debate. Has anybody watched the debate that Bart Ehrman had against Dr. Sheffield, who, by the way, is a personal friend of mine? I haven't finished it yet. But I mean, all of the evidence presented to him, and short of having Jesus appear before you and tell you, I am real, I resurrected, I don't think any of these ultra skeptics are ever going to believe. I don't think they're going to believe. Just don't. Ultimately, he's going to say they just all lied. But for what gain? I've got to ask you that, Jimmy. This is what we've got to pause and ask. For what gain? For what gain? Why lie? I'm asking you. Can anyone tell me? For what gain? I mean, there's for the gain of their death. Then you're going to have to come up with a massive conspiracy theory. By the way, we'll go backstage to you right now. Former Protestant. And hold on to Jerry. Okay, Jerry, we'll go to you too. Don't worry, Jerry. I mean, I got to ask you, for what gain? And then you're going to have to come up with another conspiracy theory. I'm going to tell you what it is. And this is, let me tell you something, guys. Many people don't realize this. Many people don't realize this. Let me tell you something. I debated Dr. Price. Anybody know who Dr. Price is? I am not arrogant at all. I personally believed that Dr. Price got crushed. I debated him on Pints with Aquinas, and I'm not being arrogant. After the debate, Dr. Price told me, you've retired me. That is the same Dr. Price that crushed James White. After the debate, I have it recorded. He made a public post on Facebook, told me I retired him. But during the debate, the evidence was so powerful for the resurrection, Jimmy, that he had to say, well, I don't believe the apostles got martyred and died. I don't believe that the church fathers early on got martyred and died. What do you mean you don't believe we've got evidence of it? What do you mean? Then you're going to have to argue for a wide corruption and all lies. But we even have enemies of the faith indicating that they died. They were martyred. Josephus indicates James died a martyr's death. You're going to have to come up with a wild conspiracy theory. And ultimately, that is where the logic will take these people. They have to deny everything. But why go to your death for a lie? So many of them did. They saw the bodily risen Christ. And you can't argue for such a wide hallucination theory. No such hallucination theory among tons of people everywhere exists like that. Just isn't good. These aren't good arguments. These are terrible ones, Jimmy. They're bad. And if only people knew how bad they were, they'd stop. They would stop. Now, they're bad. All right, here we go. Let's go. We're going to go backstage. Who do we have there in order? Let's go in order. Let me first tackle this one, and then we'll go in order. And Enrique Bolanos, Our Lady of Good Success, Quito, Ecuador. Another great apparition. Now you know what I'm going to do? You sent in a super chat. I'm taking a photo with my phone. I am going to do research now. And I'm going to do a show now. And I'm going to do a show. Oh, man, you came so close, Dun64. You came so close, but you got one name wrong, brother. No. You came so close, brother. No. You came so close, legend, that I think it's just, I think you meant to put another name, right? You meant to put another name. Enrico Bolanos, because you sent the super chat, now I'm going to do the research, and I will have that in a video in a few days talking about that. What would happen if an unbeliever approached confession honestly, seeking absolution? Now, there would be charity and sacramental clarity, because usually the sacrament of penance, who is it usually geared and ordered towards? Ordered towards, forgive me, stumbling over my words. Ordered towards those who are already baptized members of the church. I knew it, brother. God bless you, brother. I knew it, brother. You are a legend, and you finally got it. Dun64, hit me up privately. What show do you want me to record for you? I'm going to record a video for you. I'll put it in Patreon, and if you want it on YouTube, I'll air it on YouTube. Whatever topic you want, I don't care the topic. You make the request. You tell me how long you want the video. Do you want multiple parts? I'm a man of my word. You're the first one that got it. I don't care what topic you want. I got you now. I love you, man. I love you. Where was I? Okay. So the sacrament of penance, it's geared towards people that are baptized people. So now it requires baptism. We got to remember that it requires baptism, and because of that, absolution, it can only be validly given to one that is baptized. But what would the priest do? The priest isn't going to say, "Get out of here, man." If an unbeliever really went looking for forgiveness, the priest isn't going to say, "Get out of here, dude." No, that's not going to happen, man. He's going to listen to the person. He's going to tell them the gospel. And then he's going to invite them to OCIA. As rightly so, as he should. He's going to invite them to OCIA. Or RCIA, depending on what it's called in your area. I know certain areas still have retained the name RCIA, but I know many areas now it's called OCIA, right? And he's going to help them to pray for repentance as well. Now, that's what will be done. Now, the church also tells you that he may give absolution if one is baptized. Maybe they're baptized. Maybe they were baptized earlier in life. Maybe they were baptized earlier in life. They're not Catholic, or they're a fallen away Catholic. If they were baptized and they're sincerely repentant, he will give absolution more times than not. He will do that. Even if they are not yet formally Catholic, he'll do that. You want to know why, St. Francis Baby Toe? Because the mercy of the Lord is not limited. That is why. The mercy of the Lord is not limited. That is why. That is why. I'm going to touch on this one in just a moment, brother. But I want to give an enormous shout out to King Baldwin. I want to tell you thank you for the support, brother. William, have you seen Agin's video on the miracle of the holy fire? Do you believe it is a miracle? Agin presented some pretty damning evidence. I'm going to guess that Agin says it's not a miracle. I am very skeptical and do not believe it is. I'm guessing Agin doesn't believe it is either, right? Of course, I can ask Agin in person, as I will be debating against Agin in person in 2 weeks, live in a studio, debating against him. In a few weeks, we're going to go toe-to-toe, head-to-head on Christology, on the papacy, on Mariology, head-to-head in person in a few weeks. You heard it here first. All right, let's go backstage. Let's go backstage to former Protestant. How you doing, my friend? You able to hear me? You are on mute, my friend. I don't know if you can hear me. You're muted, brother. Can you hear me? All right, brother. We'll try and bring you up again later, man. Big bummer. I hope you can get that going. We'll go with Jerry. Jerry, how you doing, brother? You able to hear me?
Yo, what's up, William?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, dude? So I do want to ask. I did see your video on debating Jake the Muslim with Justin Martyr.
Cool deal. How do you like it?
I liked it. I do want to ask.
Yeah.
How well read up are you on these pre-Nicene fathers? Because I know that Muslims and Unitarians will attack, saying that they're not Trinitarian.
Incredibly
and that's
well read.
Huge problem, because if one of them wasn't a Trinitarian, then that would be really problematic. Like, because I know, what do you think that apostolic succession would be false if Polycarp wasn't a Trinitarian, or like someone like Justin Martyr wasn't a Trinitarian?
They were all Trinitarians, all of them.
No, if they weren't, like, do you think it would be problematic?
Obviously, yeah, of course. It would falsify a whole lot, of course. We'd be in an enormous dilemma.
Yeah, so I'm currently reading Justin Martyr. How do you reply to the dialogue with Trifle where he says there's another God?
Come on, Jerry. You have not watched my debate if you're asking that. There's no way you saw my debate.
Like, I watched the start of it. I know you used the Memrock thing, but
I mean, that is one of the main parts of my debate where I actually pulverized Jake. I mean, actually annihilate him on that point. There's no way you saw. So you missed pretty much the whole debate then. That's the heart of the debate. I mean, and I've talked about that so much, Jerry. When he says another God, he's quoting from Philo. And I literally spoke about this last night in my show. When he says another God, heteros theos. So there's two words that could have been used. Heteros theos or deuteros theos. Had he used deuteros theos, that would be a second God, because deuteros means second. But he doesn't use deuteros theos. He uses heteros. Why does he use heteros theos? He uses heteros because he's quoting Philo, and Philo uses that term to refer to a second person of the Godhead, not a second God, a second person. That's why he uses it.
Interesting. I was gonna ask, have you ever read Theophilus? Do you know chapter
Theophilus of Antioch? Come on, Jerry. I live and breathe the early church fathers.
Yeah. So how do you reply to Autoluk's book?
Autolycus. I mean, now I may know the work and I may know the book, but you're asking me for a particular chapter, brother. I mean, come on, man. May have to pull it up. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, I could just are you gonna pull it up, or I could just tell you the name of it?
I just told you the name, Autolycus. What book is it?
Yeah, it's Autolycus book 2, chapter 22.
Autolycus, brother. Book 2, chapter 22?
Yeah.
Hold on. Do. Alrighty. It's a pretty lengthy chapter. What's your question about it?
Yeah, how do you reply to it? Actually, wait, I'm gonna pull it up too while I'm at it. Actually, hold up.
But what is your main issue here? What's your question?
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me pull it up.
I mean, you got to tell me where to look, though, brother. What's the claim? I'm reading it. You got to tell me.
Yeah, I'm just getting it because if I like read it, I'll know which one it is because
But
there's
you
plenty.
don't know what the question is?
Well, when I look at it, I can just ask the question through there. I'm just looking for it right now. Hold up.
Come on, Jerry. You got to have your questions ready, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Okay.
Oh, whoa. What day is it?
Hold on. Why is this not working? Hold
How
on.
about you do this, Jerry? How about you do this? I'm going to be very kind to you. Read it and gather your question, and I'll bring you back up in 5 minutes. How's that?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, when you're ready, send me a private chat, Jerry. All right, I don't want to leave people waiting, man. Come on, guys. Come on, man. Come on, guys. Have your questions ready, man. William wants to help you, but don't make William fall asleep while you're here. Shout out to the phenomenal Jimmy, my man. The legendary Jimmy. How you doing, brother? God bless you, my friend. Yeah, there's no doubt. Now, as you all know very well, there are Marian apparitions that have been rejected. There are. That's why you got to trust in the church. That's why you got to look and say, I trust in the judgment of the church. And one immediate one that comes to mind, why is that? Because I'm German. The Heroldsbach apparitions broke my heart, man. But of course, they're rejected. Where are they from? They're from Bavaria. And the visionaries, the children, it was declared not supernatural. That when I read that story, it hurts me. But I trust the church. Does anybody know that story? That's from the Diocese of Bamberg. The Diocese of Bamberg declared it to not be supernatural, said it was a fraud, said the miracle claims were lies. And, people were even excommunicated. The church doesn't take lies lightly. Has anybody ever heard of that one? If anybody's heard of that one, I'm going to give you guys a hug. Anybody heard of that one? Anyone? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That is one that I would immediately say not reliable. King Baldwin, my friend, you are legendary. I'm looking in the chat now, brother. Did he claim it to be fraudulent? Let me look in the chat now. I don't want you to have to send another super chat, brother. You sent one already. I don't want you to have to send another one. I appreciate your support. Did he claim it was fraudulent, brother? I didn't see what your response was, brother. Maybe King Baldwin left. Did he say it was fraudulent, brother? I don't see a response from him. Hope he didn't leave, guys. Yeah, I tend to agree. Was the video pretty good? Was it pretty good? I tend to agree. Dun64, make sure to reach out to me privately. Any video you want, my friend. Oh, look at that. And you sent it right at the same time. Right at the same time. Now, to be clear, it is not to St. Gregory of Nyssa. St. Gregory of Nyssa preserved it. It was to St. Gregory Thaumaturgus. St. Gregory the Wonder Worker, preserved in St. Gregory. But I will make a video for you too, because you got it. I'm looking at the timestamp. At 8:22 p.m., one Dun64 clarified the name. You got it at that time as well. So I'll make a video you want too, brother. Anything, any topic you want. And I want to give a shout out to the legendary Rafael. ¿Cómo estás, hermano? Ojalá que muy bien. Who got gifted the membership? Rafael? Shout out to you, legend. Who got gifted it? Who got gifted it? Who got gifted it? Da-da-da. A messenger of Yahweh. Are you really? Are you really? Okay, I'm looking in the audience. I want to make sure I didn't miss any super chat. I am very meticulous. I will beat myself up. I didn't miss anyone, right? Okay. I like to go above and beyond, guys. If you all support ministry, I go above and beyond. I go above and beyond because we wouldn't be here without you guys' support. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. What's up, brother?
Yeah, yeah, so I got it now.
Okay, what's your question, man?
Yeah, so in Autolux book 2, Theophilus says
Autolycus, brother.
my bad. So when the Muslims like quote Theophilus' book 2, the quotes that they use, they like try to say that he's like a proto-Aryan. Like he said, like the person of Jesus didn't always exist, and like they say that he taught like two-stage logos theory.
From chapter 22?
From book 2, because I could get you their quotes. Like, you want me to just quote them?
Oh no, brother. You don't have to just quote them. I mean, I'm in book 2. While I'm on the air, I can read all 37 chapters while I'm on the air. I'll read all 38 chapters while I'm on the air. Of course, I need the section of the quote, brother.
Yeah,
I'm about to my monitor, brother. I'm about to smash my skull to the monitor, brother. Of course, I need to know where, brother. I need to know the quote. There's 38 chapters, brother.
Yeah, it's in chapter 22. It's in chapter 22.
Okay, chapter 22. Let's look at chapter 22, man.
Yeah, sure.
So you're saying that they're saying it's proto-Aryan. How? How? Theophilus says the word that always exists. Where is the proto-Aryan statement?
No. So they use multiple. Like 22 is one of them. There's multiple. It's just in all of book 2. There's chapter 10, chapter 15, chapter 18.
So let me recommend this for you, brother Jerry. Get every place that you find an objection to, without expecting me to read all 38 chapters on the air and be here for a few hours. Get every chapter that you think there is a legitimate objection. Get them all and come back here and be prepared, and we'll go to them. But I'm looking at chapter 22, and he's teaching the Logos has always existed. He's literally teaching the eternal generation of the Son. It's literally right here. I'm looking at it.
I could quote the chapters if you want, William.
So in chapter 22, he's teaching the eternal generation of the Son. What other chapter is there an objection to?
Yeah, so in book 2, chapter 10, he says, God having his word internal within himself, beget him, entering him before all things, and having begotten him, he used him as a minister in the creation of all things. They like to argue, saying that the word was inside God and that he was brought forth, meaning like he wasn't always there as the word.
Are you Catholic, brother?
What?
Are you Catholic?
No, I'm not Catholic.
That would explain. You're Protestant.
No, I'm not.
What are you?
I'm a Coptic.
I'm even more shocked then. That would don't tell any Coptic this. They're going to beat you up with tomatoes, brother. This is Christology 101. This is like basic Christology. The objection you just posed is not even a real objection. But let's look at chapter 10. Let's look at it. And let me break it down for you, brother. Okay, and you're saying, let's look at this. Let me see.
Well, I'm just asking you, like I'm not trying to debate you or anything.
Oh no, brother, I'm not trying to debate either. But it seems to me like you don't understand basic Christology. I'm not being rude to you at all. I'm talking to you as a brother. How long have you been? Are you a convert to Coptic Orthodoxy?
Yes.
You most definitely are. What did you convert from?
A Lutheran.
Okay, that would explain why you're. How long have you're a new convert?
I'm not really like I'm not new.
Okay, and brother, don't take it as an attack at all, man. I can just tell that these are basic issues and you don't know the answers. My recommendation to you is to read a good Christology book. To me, it seems like you don't understand basic Christology because I'm reading chapter 10 and literally I'm about to read what is said here. His holy word, which is Jesus, which was always present with him. And when it says that he begot him, If he's always present with him, he's a distinct person, and he begot him. That's the eternal begetting of the Son, eternal generation of the Son. That's Christology 101, because the Logos is eternal within God, distinct person, always present with him, his wisdom, his power, distinct, 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 and everything here is shouting John 1:1. Everything is shouting Proverbs 8. Everything is shouting 1 Corinthians 1. And remember what it tells you right here. It says, God begot him, and this is the area you were talking about, emitting him before all things. But it's merely using the language of John 1:1, or very clearly, there's eternal existence. And this is there's nothing denying he was co-eternal with God the Father at all. All the language is indicative of him always being with God the Father. That's why it says his holy word. Whose holy word? God the Father's holy word, which was always present with him. They're going to have a lot of trouble dealing with that there. And if I had the Greek or whatever this was preserved in front of me, I could read that. I think this is preserved in Latin. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at it. But I would look at what that exactly says right there, his holy word. But the English is pretty clear. His holy word, which is the Logos, was always him. So what is the concept? Actually, it's Greek. The Greek concept is the Logos existed eternally within God the Father. That right there is Trinitarian Theology 101.
Okay, so based off that, you would just say that because it says present, that doesn't necessarily mean that he was created. He was always like a distinct person, just present with the Father.
How can he be created and he was always present with him? Okay, hold on. Let's break it down. Who is the Holy Word?
It would be Christ.
And if it says the Holy Word was always present with him, who is the him?
Well, I think that would be the Father, right? When it refers to him.
Yes, precisely. So you've got the Holy Word, distinct person, with him, the Father. You've got two distinct persons right there. And if the Holy Word has always been present with him, does the Father exist within time, or is the Father eternal?
Well, we know the Father's eternal.
So then the answer would be that the Logos has existed eternally with God the Father. There's your answer.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm just it's normally just in book 2. Like it's nowhere else. It would just be like through book 2. Like that's the most controversial part in Theophilus's writings.
I don't find it controversial. It might be difficult to understand if you're not aware of this kind of language, but I think it's pretty clear, because he's showing you two distinct persons here, and he's denying paganism here, and he's identifying the Word as divine. The Word is the wisdom of God, the power of the highest, and the fact that the Word is the agent of creation. He's not a part of creation. If the Word is the agent of creation and the ruler over creation, then right away that annihilates the idea that he can be part of creation. There's just nothing there at all.
Hold on, yeah.
Think of other chapters or other ante-Nicene fathers, brother, and you're more than welcome to come up as many times as you want.
Yeah, I guess well, it'll just be like here, I guess how would you I forgot how would you reply to chapter 10, or wait, hold on, no.
In the same chapter? The same one?
Not the same chapter, my bad. So how would you reply back to in chapter 18, he says his counselor and his mind. People say that they will try to argue that it seems like he's some sort of attribute and he's not a distinct person, because we know the Trinity is one mind, but in here Theophilus says his counselor and his mind in book 2, chapter 18.
Okay, let me look at it right here. Hold on, I'm reading it. Please hold on. Sense, hold on. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I see no issue here either. He's let's if we read it. But as to what relates to the creation of man, his own creation cannot be explained by man, though it is a succinct account of it which Holy Scripture gives. For when God said, "Let us make man in our image," on yada yada yada, his own word and wisdom did he say, "Let us make." Yeah, I mean, yet again, you have to remember that if the word were merely an impersonal attribute, if the word was merely an impersonal attribute, there's no way he could be describing him personally. Because notice what he says. He says the word creates the universe, speaks with Adam, is sent by the Father, and is heard and seen. All of these are personal actions. Yeah, I mean, they're all personal actions. And he writes that he sends him to any place, and he's coming. He's both heard and seen. Yeah, this is what persons do. Yeah, so the word, yet again, is distinct from the Father. And he tells you that God made all things through his word. So yet again, you've got personal distinction. Yet again, just like the other chapters, mirroring John 1:3, mirroring Hebrews 1:3, God creating to the Son. And then the counselor language, well, if anything proves personhood, it's that. Because the counselor shows there's relationship. Let us make man in our image. He literally quotes Genesis 1. And for Genesis 1, he interprets the plurality as referring to the Father, speaking to his word, his wisdom. I mean, that's Trinitarian at the very core. So, I mean, yet again, this is very Trinitarian, brother. Very Trinitarian.
So, so you would just say that, where do you get the idea that, that he's, with the Father and,
Where did they get the idea to try and say that it is, because what they are going to have to say is they're going to have to argue that the word is merely an impersonal attribute. Where did they get that idea? They get that idea from the gutter. There's nothing here.
Well, they say when it says his power and his wisdom, and then
the Bible uses that same language for the arm of the Lord, the power of the Lord. It doesn't mean that it's not a person. So what? It uses that language because the Son is the perfect self-expression of the Father. And that's why it's using that language, because the Logos reveals the Father. So that's why it will use the language of power. But all of this is personal. It's personal. These are personal actions. There's no way around it. Creating of the universe, speaking with Adam. And these are all personal, man. There's really no way around it. And as Dun64 points out, this is phenomenal. Nothing inside God is created. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. It seems like, I'm picking up what you're saying. I never looked at it that way because I'm not read into Theophilus. I've seen people always quote book 2, book 2 is where everyone goes. I think in there's debates about this. You could look them up.
Sure. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, if there's any other that you can think of, don't hesitate to come up. I love talking about the fathers. I'll recommend one other thing to you. I know you're a Coptic, you may not be Catholic, but you should really consider checking out my Patreon. I have a whole course in Justin Martyr, meaning if you consider checking out my Patreon for the cost of a couple of cups of coffee, check out my Patreon, Tap Collections. I have a whole mega course just on the Trinitarian theology of St. Justin Martyr. A whole course, I think about 7 or 8 episodes.
Well, before I go, one more question. What's the easiest father, the most easiest father for you to read? I know you've read these guys. Who is the easiest to read?
St. Ignatius of Antioch. Pretty simple and straightforward.
All right, William, I think that's pretty much all my questions, dude.
God bless you, brother. Don't be a stranger. Keep coming up. Keep asking questions. Don't hesitate. Don't think that I'm here to debate you. I'm here to sharpen you. I'm here to strengthen you. I'm not here to debate you or to put you down. I'm here to strengthen you, brother.
All right, thanks, dude.
God bless you, my friend. You take care, my friend.
Bye-bye.
God bless you, brother. Audience, with that, we'll wrap it up in 3 minutes because otherwise Father Kappas is going to knock me out cold, man. He's going to put me in a headlock. Whoa, I'm already going to get put in a headlock. I forgot to email him the link. I'm going to get knocked out cold, guys. Cold-blooded. Hold on, man. Cold-blooded. Link, hold on, Father. Father, I hope you're not watching right now. Forgot. I'm sending you the link now. There we go. Whew. We're going to wrap it up, guys, because we got to go live. King Baldwin says he said it was false. It's pretty scandalous to use the tomb on Christ to perpetuate a fake miracle every year. The Holy Sepulchre isn't Mecca. Yeah, I'd have to watch your video. Is it a new video he put out, King Baldwin? I'll check that out if it's a new video. Is it a new video he put out? I'll check it out. Dun64, you're a legend, my friend. Thank you for your support, brother. Who got gifted that membership? Brother, thank you for your support. It was gifted to Bentley Smart. An audience, I thank you all because, guys and gals, we would not be here without your support. We rely on your support to be able to do ministry, and your phenomenal support keeps the lights on. Now, I know when I started the show 2 hours ago, we had light out there on, so we didn't need the light on in here. But Patristic Pillars does need the lights on now because it's dark at night, and we got them on because of you guys. You guys are beyond phenomenal. We're about to rock it. If you are over there on patreon.com, I'll see you right now in just a moment, backstage. Father Coppets and myself, as we're going to be talking about Christology, dogmatics, Pope St. Leo the Great, and Chalcedon. If you are a Chalcedonian junkie, the top Christologist is teaching you about Diophysite Christology, Ephesus, Chalcedon, Pope St. Leo, the Tome. Why haven't you not checked this out on patreon.com? We're going to blow you away. Faithful, I love you dearly. See you in a few minutes. God bless you all. Oh, you got to pray. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Faithful, see you all in a moment.